Hi everyone, it's Laurel, and I'm here with a continuation of my video showcasing you how I made the 6 watercolor cards with the various mediums, and today I'll show you how I made this using the Koi Sakura watercolors.
Now, I just got these in, and I got them because I saw Christina Werner use them. I have a couple of different watercolor things. Let me show you the two I have that I recently got, because you might be interested in either or. These are both very affordable. Actually, anything I own is affordable because I'm cheap. So anyway, these are by Hero Arts. These are the watercolor wheels. And you take them off, and each one kind of screws off like so, and you have all these different color families, and you have this little middle thing where you can mix your inks and stuff. So you have your warm colors, your reds, your greens. This is what Jennifer McGuire uses, I believe, and I bought this. However, I like to have a surface where I can mix all my inks, and these little circles just didn't cut it for me. So I went out and purchased this. This is the Koi Watercolors that I used for the card. And when you open it up, you have this removable tray that you can mount. They have these little feet on the bottom, and you can kind of mount it. They have it made to where you can mount it off to the side, or you can mount it on the bottom, like so. They have this opening right here, and according to the packaging, it's something that you can like apply your card base and use it as an easel, because this kind of stays put wherever you put it. Of course, I won't ever do that. And then you can, when you're working, you can, wherever. I think there's just numerous things, but it comes with these little sponges so you can keep your inks wet, I believe, and it also comes with this little brush that I'm not going to use because I have my own. But anyway, so it's very versatile, and I like that you have a place to kind of put your palettes of ink, whereas this one you really don't. You have to work off on a separate sheet of paper or craft mat or whatever. And I also like the colors in this set as well. I like them both, don't get me wrong, because there's some colors in this set that aren't over here, but I just like that I have a place where I can work with my palette of color, and it seems to have a bunch of multi-ink. I can put my palette here, wherever I want, depending on where I'm working. Both of these are very portable, so you can take them with you. This obviously stores better because you kind of twist it on each other. So it's really whatever is your preference. So these are the two things. They'll be linked up below, but these are inexpensive watercolors. This is the cheapest of the two, if you're interested in investing in some. But and regardless, I'm going to be using this one today, but I just wanted to show you both, and you can see the difference in the colors that you get and everything. So hopefully, if you were contemplating about getting watercolors, I think either one of these are good for you. As far as the cheapest, it's going to be the color wheels. So I hope that helped. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm not a watercolor expert. The whole reason why I started doing this is because I'm preparing for the online card class, Watercolor for Card Makers. I've had watercolors for quite some time, and all I've really ever done is kind of watercolored in my stamped images or created backgrounds. It's really all I know to do with them. So I am so excited for this class so I can see what I want to learn, what I can do with these babies. You know what I mean?
All right, so to create this card, it's really very, very simple and very easy to mass produce. So you can actually just prep all your card bases and then just make a whole bunch of these. Now for this particular image, I went ahead and heat embossed it with some black VersaFine Onyx black ink, and then I heat set it with clear embossing powder like I did in my other cards, which I've already videoed, so I saved, I didn't do that with this one. And you don't have to heat emboss your images beforehand. You can actually just create a plain panel, and then you can go in and add your sentiments later. That's something to think about as well. And then you'll have all these cool water colored backgrounds, and you can just pop a sentiment on whenever you need it that goes with whatever function you need it for, what have you. That's also something to think about. And again, these are so easy to mass produce. Now I haven't really used these too much because I just got them, so I want to point out a couple things. The colors are absolutely fun, and the colors up there on the palette, the ink colors, they're dry because I used them the other day, but if I were to add a little bit of water to them, it would totally reactivate the colors and you're good to go. So you don't waste any of the paint by adding it to the palette up at the top. You can also take a couple of different colors and create your own custom colors by mixing two colors up in the palette spots above. So there's a lot that you can do with these. I'm just basically, like I said, I'm so excited about that watercolor class, you have no idea. So I just basically am doing beginners style type watering coloring because I don't know any better. But anyway, so that's just something to think about as well. So I decided this card needed to be a little bit more proportional. I had too much white space over on the left. So I'm going to go back in and add another color, and I'm just going to keep playing around. I decided I wanted to bring the color all the way down to the bottom of the card base. So I'm going to go in and do that. And once I'm satisfied with how it looks, I'm going to let it dry. But I decided again I needed to add another color there to the left, so I think I picked some orange. I think I actually mixed it in. I'm sorry it's off camera. That's a bummer. But I think I mixed a tiny little bit of it in with the red that was already up there and created this little color here. So really, you can just do whatever you want. It's really fun. You can go sideways, up and down. You can do circles. You can do polka dots. You can do whatever you want. It's really totally and completely up to you. Now this is watercolor cardstock. This is the one that I also, this from the same pad I got from Target from the kids aisle. It's 140-pound watercolor paper. So that's what I'm using there. It was already out, so I just used it. And now to go ahead and pull this card together, it's very simple. I'm just going to adhere it down to a black panel and we're going to call it a day. So it's super, super, super easy. I'm going to add some, I decided to make this flat. We didn't add too much water to it, so it didn't buckle or kind of bend up or warp or anything. So I'm going to use my glue glider here. I'm going to add a fair amount of adhesive. I'm specifically focusing in on the edges because you don't want that paper to curl up once you adhere it down or once it goes in the mail. So I want to make sure that's good and adhered before I go ahead and put it down onto my card base there. That's just some black Simon Says stamp cardstock. I love their cardstock. It's very thick, durable. It's great multi-functions, good for embossing, scoring, good for card bases. It's just, I love it. It comes in a lot of colors. So I'm cutting off my excess here with my scissors, and that's it. A very simple card with a really fun watercolor background, very easy to mass produce, and it can be used for any occasion. So there you have it for my other card. I made a total of 6. So now I've shown you how I've made 4 of the cards, so all that's left is to show you the watercolor cards that I created using distressing. So that will be my next video, and then I will have made all the videos for all of the cards I blogged a few days ago. So if you're interested in any of the supplies, they are listed below in the YouTube description or over on my blog that also has a few more still photos and also links to the previous videos regarding these cards. Thanks for watching.